Allow me to indulge for just a moment and be the balloon in the room just for one moment as it relates specifically to cyber. Were there any cyber officials within the CAF involved or consulted on any cyber risk related to the 4 objects NORAD shot down in the last 2 weeks?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, for the question. The Cyber Force are involved in all of these types of discussions with respect to sharing of intelligence and cyber-related intelligence. So the Cyber Forces were involved in the conversations, but as you have been briefed yesterday, we are not the leads in these conversations.
Enough. Thank you. So changing gears, earlier you spoke of strong, secure, and engaged. And within that states that the regular force will grow by 3,500 up to 71,500 military personnel, and that this growth will enable critical investments in important areas such as space and cyber. We understand that this has not happened. So has the recruitment and retention crisis delayed investments into the cyber force?
Mr. Chair, thank you for the question. So as you know, the CAF reconstitution and recruitment is a priority for the Canadian Armed Forces, and we are endeavoring to improve our culture, growing the forces, as well as representing the diversity of Canada and its population. We are taking efforts to ensure that recruitment is expedited by ensuring that our systems are digitized, that they are streamlined, and that we can process them proficiently. With respect to cyber forces specifically, in 2017, the creation of cyber operators was put in place. And I am happy to be able to say that within the last 3 years, we are meeting all of our intake gains or goals for the cyber operators. So because of that, we have not had to provide any directed cyber operator recruitment strategies because we have no issues getting the people in the doors. To the fact that we're actually, the Canadian Armed Forces are actually force generating cyber operators, and we provide that for the general Canadian needs throughout the country.
Okay, thank you. Given the unique nature of the role with the cyber force, have any considerations been given to exempting the cyber force from the universality of service, for example, the fitness?
So there have been discussions on universality of service for cyber operators and other trades. As you may well be aware, universality of service is something that's very important to the Canadian Armed Forces, as it ensures that our members are able to do operations. Cyber operators do go on operations. So at this point, there hasn't been much talks about exemptions. We do have capabilities of cyber operators that need to go become public servants and do cyber operations on the public service side to help the complete team of the Department of National Defence and Canadian Armed Forces.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. Again, going back to the strong, secure, and engaged, it suggests that the Canadian Armed Forces must take its counter-space capabilities into account as it continues to develop the Canadian Defence Space Program. Does Canada possess the required technology and personnel to do this today?
You're asking about the counter space, ma'am, and that's not my portfolio, so I wouldn't be able to be responding to that question.
Okay. So beyond this, the report outlines a need for the retention of CAF from highly technical domains such as cyberspace, including the addition of 120 new military intelligence positions and 180 new civilian intelligence positions. Has this goal been effectively achieved? And what are the numbers been in this particular domain, if you're familiar?
So your question specifically with respect to intelligence positions is not something I'm tracking, ma'am. That is something we can take on notice and get back to you in writing.
That'd be appreciated. Perfect. Thank you. With regards to effectively implementing growth in cybersecurity, what numbers do you feel are effectively needed to assert ourselves in cybersecurity and ensure that we are competitors in this sphere?
Thank you for the question. So the Canadian Armed Forces is investing imminently in the growth of the cybersecurity force, both from a technical and a personnel perspective. As I indicated, over the last 3 years, we have been meeting our recruitment intake goals, and we will continue to monitor those and grow the capacity and capability as needed to support the Canadian Armed Forces missions and operations.
So are you recruiting more from reservists from the private sector pool or cyber expertise?
So the one thing about the cyber operator trade within the Canadian Armed Forces, which we recruit right from the ground level, so we have ability to recruit people out of high school, we have ability to recruit directly from industry, or from other levels of academia, university, et cetera. So we have all of those avenues available to us, and we grow from the ground up in those trades.
Do you know how many reserve cyber operators are currently employed?
I don't have that number readily available to me, but that is a number that we could take on notice and provide to you if needed.
Okay, that'd be helpful. Thank you. In April of 2021, there was a report titled Evaluation of the Cyber Forces. One of the issues facing the cyber forces was a lack of the planned career progression. Is this still an issue?
That is a great question, and it's related to the conversation I've had with respect to recruitment and the creation of the cyber force operators. With the creation of the cyber force operators, there is a career plan and a progression plan throughout from entry all the way to retirement.